This game is rated T for ages 13 and up. For more information, please go to esrb.org. Hello everyone, KirbyVolt here, but you can call me KV, and welcome back to Let's Play Mega Man ZX Advance. On the last episode, we went through all of the highway with the Highwayman. The Highwayman was Thetis, and Thetis was kind of a butt. I mean, it's not a butt in per se, because he's like, I want to protect nature, but he also was like, I also want to destroy human life, which, you know, wasn't okay. I like the highway stage. The music is super high energy, and parts of it are pretty interesting. But of course today, we have one more of our worldly stages to take on, which is in this section of our map area, and we're going to go straight to there with the floating ruins. First and foremost, I love this music. Now, as with the previous stages, this does reuse assets from the original ZX. It's pretty obvious, actually. This actually uses the very first stage of ZX. But... Okay, well, I didn't read her line, so whatever. It's fine. The twist is... we're in the sky. Phew, it stops. The ground is floating! What's going on? Are you alright? That area is experiencing a gravitational anomaly. Also, powerful energy reactions have been discovered. In all likelihood, they are the cause of the gravitational anomaly. Proceed to investigate the energy reactions. Anomaly is such a weird word. But yeah, I really like this stage. This is probably one of my favorite stages in the game, or at least when I initially played it. I love the music here. I really like how they reuse the assets to make it even more interesting, in my opinion. This is much more interesting than the opening area of ZX1. Of course, the main problem being is that this is a very treacherous stage because it's floating in the sky, and that means, you know, bottomless pits everywhere. And also, we got some new enemies here. We got these lovely drone things that spew those shockwave items out. And we have this thing up here. I hate that thing. Basically, if that thing gets you, and you get that little green aura going around you, you can't jump for a little bit, which is a fun thing to get rid of in a stage where you need to be jumping to not fall into pits. So isn't that just lovely? Oh, okay, you know. But hey, it's fine. We can just use the abilities we already got. We got Queenie. We can just go into Queenie form and carefully get that. And then we're gonna just go back. It's fine. There's lots of BM upgrades for us to get here. Perfect. Everything is easy peasy done. I don't know why I changed into Bucky, but here we are. We'll go back to Model A now. I mean, I like these enemies. They're not too hard to deal with, the big tower enemies. They look like radio towers. But those don't jump enemies are super fun. Not really. Of course, we do have rosy items here we can use. Fun thing, if you can't jump, that means you also can't jump off the vine? But, okay, you know, sure, we'll just go with it. So there's multiple ways that you can traverse the stage, luckily, especially with all the abilities we have at this point. So if you wanted to, we could just go all the way up here with Queenie, and then we could go to Tron, hold out for a little bit for our BM gauge to stack back up. Okay, good enough. And then we can just hover, and then it hit us, so never mind, we can't do that anymore. Basically, the moment it sees you jump, it's going to hit you with the no jump. No jumping allowed. Oh, that is not what I wanted to do. Sorry. But we've pretty much seen everything we need to see here in this first area, so let's move on to the next one, as we keep getting pummeled by the no jump No jump allowed shots. Not a first bad area. Also, fun fact, whenever we're in these warp rooms, there's sound effect in the stage to imply floating. They're not in these warp rooms for some reason, even though this is still technically floating in the sky. Now we get to the fun part. We have some wind here, and what the wind is going to do is it is going to push and pull us against the grain as we want to keep progressing. Also, bottomless pits. They're just there. We also got this wind right here. It'll just push us upward. There is a way to not have it do that, but we don't have the ability yet. I'll take the extra life because we're probably going to need it. If I'm not mistaken, there's also another extra life up here. Oh, there's health. That's not bad. I'll take that. Oh, right. There are enemies here that are invisible, so, you know, you can't just cheese your whole way through the stage, I suppose. With flying, either with Queenie or Tron. That's why I honestly recommend doing this stage as one of the last ones of this selection. You can do this without these abilities, but these abilities just make this stage a lot more palatable. Oh, there's the extra life. I found it. Yeah, and these send you high, so they like. Whoa. Okay, that guy's right there. So you get a lot of airtime with them, so you're not at a total loss for going up them like that. But of course, different models are going to react in different ways. Like, you don't go as high with Model A, for example, which makes sense. Okay. Now there's spikies there. Don't like the spikies, but there is the ground here, so we'll go to the grounds. And we actually did skip a bit of what I wanted to see in here, so we're going to go back this way. And then we're going to carefully glide on the grounds. And then it's going to push all the way back up anyway, so, you know. Okay, never mind. I got this mixed up with the next area. Is there something up here? Well, there's something in there. The problem being is that we need an ability that can... Yeah, we could hover with Tron, but Tron's way too big to go through there. So, not the best use of our time right now. We'll go back for that later, though, for sure. This is one of the first tracks I heard of ZX Advent, and it sold me on this game a lot. So I just really, really enjoy this particular area. It's just really freaking cool. Additionally, let's say you didn't have Queenie. There's always alternatives to going up higher, like using Bucky here. And then seeing this and going, well, nothing I can do here. Might as well jump. Oh, no, never mind. Can't jump anymore because the claw thing was there and it wanted to be your butts. There we go. And then this should look very familiar. This is the same formation of the mountain, I believe, in Area A2 in the first game. Nice reused asset. I don't know, story-wise, a lot of these areas we've kind of assumed might just be the exact same place from ZX1. And this could be the case, too. It could be just the forest uprooted into the sky. But this could also be its own area, too. Anyways, in here, we meet Meg. Well, she's asking if we came looking for booty, too. Ah, yes. A fellow treasure hunter, a fellow person after... Wait, no, if you're after the One Piece, then... Well, she's Meg, the antique hunter. And she has a quest for us. The many inventions left to us by our forefathers, that's what I came here to these ruins to find. But all of a sudden this place started floating in the air. And, well, now I can't get out. Oh, by the way, could you help me with something? I'm picking up signals from 4 ancient artifacts. I've managed to find a few myself, but it's just too dangerous to get close. I bet it wouldn't be a problem for you. Could you find them and bring them to me? No problemo. So we have that quest activated. Unfortunately, we cannot finish that quest right now. We need to search the entirety of the stage for those 4 items, and we still do not have the best abilities we could have to find them. So we're gonna have to postpone that for a bit. Now, oh dear. Oh dear, this is death, because, yep. Oh, I saved it. I saved it. So if the tornado's going downward, it's going to push you downward, and if you get into one of the guys that's like, hey, by the way, you can't jump, then it's like, oh, well, that's a death sentence. We can't go down here, but there is something down there. We'll go down there later. A lot of the stage is fun to explore, we just do not have the means to explore it yet. And that's a death. Okay, let's keep moseying on. This stage is meant to be pretty difficult, and I actually appreciate it for that. I really, really enjoy this stage. It is one of the hardest stages in the game, but I still enjoy it, which I don't know if that says a lot about me, or if that says a lot about the game. Either or. I mean, I like Kirby games the most, for crying out loud, and those games are for babies, apparently. So, if I like a super difficult stage... Question mark profits. Okay, we can actually go in here, though. So, let us be very careful. Alright, jump up once. Or touch the spike. You know, that's fine. That's fine. I didn't plan that out very well. That's on me! And hey, we actually still have a surplus of lives, so it's not that big of a deal, at least not yet. And that's perfectly fine. I don't need to play the games perfectly, I need to play the games in the way that I enjoy them. It's not... Oh, here we go again. Oh, okay, we got the upswing. There we go. Perfect, thank you. So these invisible enemies can be seen by Shernak's ability on the bottom screen, but, it's just not worth it. Shernak is just not a very valuable ability to be using here. Well, actually, there is something we do have to use him for here, but we'll worry about that later. Okay, I would like to get on this platform and not die, so let's get on the platform, worry about this jerk. There we go. Go away, please. Thank you. Alright, get the Tron. Okay, we can get this. It's just all a matter of being very careful. And then hoping we get out. Oh my goodness. Hey, luckily, we can just hang on the wall of Tron. It's fine. It's fine. And hey, we get to hear more of the awesome music on the stage, so, you know, it's a win-win. Okay, I think we have enough. So let's get into... Well, I guess we can get into anything, really. Just gonna get into Queenie just to be safe. But you gotta be careful here, because we got these two guys here. They're on top of spikes, so if we fall, that's gonna be a problem. Okay, one of them's still alive. Maybe they're not. I don't know. Okay, they were. I found them. Alright, then. So there's a lot to explore on that stage. Unfortunately, we just don't have all the abilities yet that will make that stage worth exploring. So that's why I'll save it for last. There's not a lot to do, other than just play a fun stage.
What's a Model W doing here?
You know, just hanging around, I guess. It's on top of some ruins. That seems like that was purposely placed there.
Could this be the source of the gravitational anomaly?
Model A? Come on. You know what these things can do. Yes, that probably was the source.
Inescapable destiny. So, you came, Mega Man Model A.
Yes, I did. You have a cool sword there. Are you going to use it?
But I'll be taking the Model W.
Okay. How about you don't do that?
Aeleous, what are you doing collecting all those Model Ws?
That's a silly question. You call yourself a Mega Man, yet you don't even know the significance of Model W. You fear what you don't understand, and eliminate what you fear. It's because of foolish people like you that there is conflict.
Okay, so, Aeleous, just call everyone out there. If you don't know what Model W is, you're not a true Mega Man fan. I'm sorry. He said it, not me. So, yeah. Kind of a butt.
I don't know what all of that ideological babble was about, but it sounded a lot like a threat.
Okay, processing that in my mind. Model A, I think he was just... I mean, I guess it was a threat?
So it is.
Okay.
In the world I have in mind, there is no place for idiots like you, Mega Man Model A.
Oh, that's not nice.
Your time's up, fool.
Alright, well, you know, just be like that, I guess. Okay. Hey, I'm gonna pause the game right quick. I wouldn't even know what I said there. I was meant to say pause the game really quick, and I was like... So yeah, his plan is everyone's idiots except me, so I'm gonna take over the world. Okay, Mad Knight. Anywho's, this boss fight is actually a lot of fun. You'd think, oh no, there were pits on both sides when... Ouch. When we came in here, but that's not actually the case. We're locked into this small little area, which is a nice change of pace. Those tornado attacks are probably like the most deadly thing he can do. He also has these. I'm gonna use sub-tank really quick just to be safe. Okay, pause screen. We just gotta dash through these. Pretty simple, no problemo. He is, of course, weak to ice, so if we want to use Thetis here, we could. So if we just did that, and then... Yeah, we got him some ice, which is great. You actually can stun lock him a bit if you get him on the grounds with the ice attack. Problem is, you gotta get him on the grounds with the ice attack, and it only counts as an ice shot, not necessarily the ice big crystal thing we make. So now I'm just gonna be a show off. Oh, okay. I guess dashing doesn't count either. Okay. Hey. Okay, fine. We'll just do that.
Miscalculation.
I honestly love that fight a lot. That fight is just very fun. Nothing feels cheap about it. Nothing feels too obnoxious. It's not like the Thetis fight where like you're hanging on for dear life. And it's also not like the Bucky fight, which is just ridiculously easy. It just feels like a very fun boss fight, and that's why I like this stage a lot.
To think that I could be bested by a plebeian.
Yeah, plebeian, yep.
I'll never acknowledge one as ignorant as you, Mega Man. Your time's up, fool. I will right this world's wrongs.
Cool star, bro. Okay, bye. Before we get to that, let's talk about Aeleous really quick, because I have some more fun facts about him. You know, he has that sword with him. I don't know why he has that sword with him. It does look similar to the swords that Mikhail and Thomas have, though, from the Sage Trinity, so that's kind of neat. We already went over that all of the enemy rockmen are named after moons of Saturn, which, you know, good for them. He's also the only non-transformed enemy Mega Man that doesn't have the Mega Man boots. And what I mean by that is, feature me if you could. Put up a picture, Aeleus's key arts against Thetis's and Atlas's key arts. If you look at the boots, they're different. So he doesn't have the Mega Merged boots. For whatever reason, the other Mega Man do have the boots when they're not transformed. But he doesn't, because he's fancy and a bit of a prick. Oh, and also, his Japanese name is Helios, which makes a lot more sense, because I don't know what they're going for with Aeleos in the localization. It also makes him one of 2 characters to actually share the first letter of the biometal that they use. He uses Model H, And the other person is Ash, who uses Model A. Sorry, Gray, you don't get to be part of this cool exclusive club. Anywho's. Extracting code UC80 to AC195. Expanding data reports. Power of biometal isn't something to be had by just anyone. It's a power which should only be obtained by a chosen one. One with the ability to change the world. I devised the cipher to lock away the power of the biometal. A cipher that would allow only the chosen one to unleash its power. In other words, it's locked to its biomatch. All humans who get a bionic body have to come to the Legion for inspection. I made sure that every bionic body part I inspected was infused with my DNA. That is the key to the cipher, the proof of being a chosen one. Yes, by viewing this data, you now have within you my DNA.
Who is this guy?
Model A. Come on. Buddy. Buddy, come on. Seriously? Dude, like, I think it's pretty obvious by this point who it is, but I'll keep the mystery in case you didn't know, Model A. That's fine, I suppose. I like the implications of this, though, is that in the end of the first ZX game, it was told to either Venz or Ael, whichever character you're playing as, is that they had some of the DNA that made Model W. And they kind of were conflicted about this, and now we know why. Everyone who can use the biometals themselves has part of the DNA that basically is from the creator of Model W. Which holds up my theory that the actual biometals that CL made were indeed reverse engineered off of Model W, meaning that you need to be able to have, you have to have Model W or this person's DNA in you in order to Mega Merge in the first place. So that means every character we've seen so far, and characters we saw in the previous game, also had this DNA. And you may be thinking, okay, well that makes sense, I guess, for biological, but some of these are Reploids, and you're right. But remember, Reploids do have DNA now, so they have technically the logistics to hold this piece of either data or bloodline within them. So this actually does differ quite a bit depending on which character you're playing as, because if you play as Gray, this mysterious person who Model A doesn't know will bring up the fact that he actually manages all the Reploids that come to Legion and infuses those Reploids with his DNA. So that's how everyone's affected by this. So technically speaking, this whole game was there was people out there who are either related to this guy, have DNA in this, or have DNA in their system, or just in their bloodline that they got due to being checked at Legion, to now play out this massive game of, well, stupidity, really, but the game of destiny, as they want to call it. Which does leave some pretty interesting implications, given our previous game, and also given, like, what was going on with that. So, yeah, it's kind of crazy. In order, these aren't just random people. Okay, well, they're partially random people, because this guy was just probably just doing it willy-nilly on whoever he saw come by. But there is a bit of a history of, okay, well, technically you inherit this. So, by that logic, everyone has the ability to use Model W that has this DNA, which is kind of horrifying when you think about it.
So I'm a blood relative of Albert? I know it's not easy, but don't let it get to you.
Okay, so I like that Model A said, "Who is this guy?" Ash immediately replies, "I'm a blood relative of Albert." Okay, well, we figured out who the guy was, Model A. We can go home, we can wrap up, everything's good.
That's just some label Albert made up. Try not to think about it.
Yeah.
That Albert guy just used his position as one of the Sage Trinity to do whatever he wanted.
It's true that Albert knew more about technology than anyone, but we had no idea that that was the kind of man he was.
That seems like a bit of an oversight there, buddy.
We should have known better.
It's okay. I was kind of prepared for it. But if it's only a matter of becoming a Mega Man, then I'm no different from Aeleous. There must be a reason that Albert treats me special.
He treated you special one time.
I guess the
Probably.
only one who knows that is Albert.
The gravity in the area should normalize momentarily. Head to the next destination.
Ha ha, that's a lie. This place stays floating for the rest of the game. But now we have a new ability! Helios! Yay! This is me dying because I'm smart. Oh my gosh, okay, I wasn't expecting to do that, I don't know. Okay, so there we go, there's a light bulb. That's one of the 4 things you need to get rid of the class. Okay. Okay. Well, we ended with the same amount of lives that we started this episode, so that's not altogether terrible. That's shit the thing in this. Okay. Yeah, we can air dash. Yeah. Yeah, so this is a nice thing. Is with Aeleos here, we finally have access back to Model H, which is one of the best biometals in the first game. So that checking enemy data never really comes in use in my opinion. But this air dash is phenomenal. Anything that he does aerial-wise doesn't use up any BM gauge, which makes him much more approachable compared to Tron and Queenie, although he can't really gain as much height comparatively to Queenie. Additionally, we have some fun stuff with that, and of course his charge attack, we get to do those 2 tornadoes, which is fun. This attack is going to be different with Gray, who we'll be seeing pretty soon, I think, again in the Let's Play, so we'll get to see all the different abilities that Gray has with the biometals. Rather with the different Mega Man that are bio-matched. So, as a last aside, with what everything was explained about, oh, Ash is special, blah 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 blah, basically everyone who has DNA that Albert put in them are kind of just run-of-the-mill whatever. So Vence, Ale, Giro, Aeleous, etc., they are people who were just brought into Legion, and they happen to just be put with Albert's DNA in them. That's why they can biomatch. Remember, Ash's data was removed from Legion's database. So, there's something more to Ash comparatively to the other people that can Mega Merge. And we still have to figure out that mystery. But we know that she has Albert's blood, so it's gonna be something along those lines. Anywho's, let us finish the mission off. We only got 300 EC. We got 550 for the last one. And since we've completed all 4 of the world stages, we now get this message. This is Thomas. Albert seems to be retrieving Model Ws from everywhere. Actually, we've just gotten confirmation of Model W activity in the quarry at Hunter's Camp. Hunters have Mavericks pinned down, but they can't move any further because of the rough terrain. It's up to you to get into the quarry, then find and retrieve Model W. Our reports tell us that there's a large airship closing in on the quarry. Albert may already be aware of what's going on, so be careful. Oh, so he's got an airship now, huh? Well, we will have to go to this funky area next time. So, thank you all so much for watching this episode of Let's Play Mega Man ZX Advent. If you liked this video, please consider hitting that like button below. If you want to see more content from me, please consider subscribing. Mega Man ZX Advent was originally released on the Nintendo DS in 2007. Might be a bit hard to come by, which is why there is now the Mega Man Zero ZX Legacy Collection available on all current platforms. Please give it a pick up and show Capcom your support to see more Mega Man games and hey, maybe even more Inti Creates Mega Man games in the future. Of course, you can support Inti Creates themselves. They recently released Luminous Avenger X2, which is a very similar game in terms of stage and story structure to this, so go give that a check out. They do amazing work. Of course, most importantly, as always, please have a wonderfully great day, and I will see you all on the next one for when I stop being giddy about my aerial dash, because I love the aerial dash. Until then, ciao.
Atraz,